Mr. Tadej Pogaćar, the face of the cycling sport right now. One of the most exciting guys to watch on a bicycle go up and down a mountain. He is one of the most relatable guys out there because of how he handles himself on and off the TV. He is just an all-around likable guy and definitely one of the most dominant guys on the field today. We're not going to sit here and talk about how good this man is on a bicycle. We're not going to sit here about how everyone likes this guy because he is just that. But this is a video that goes more into his equipment. Because being in my position and hearing all the wants and needs of all these consumers out there who watch this guy on a bicycle, this is one of the biggest mysteries that I've seen in a long, long time that I've kind of been waiting around for a very long time because I thought it would just come out. This man right here has one of the coolest equipment setups for his bicycles. He's riding a Colnago V4RS. Before that, it was a V3RS. And it seems that as he goes on, the specs that he gets on his bicycles are more and more boutique, more and more badass. And it seems like one, is probably sponsors, but two, it's some really, really cool tech. But we'll go into all that in just a little bit. What today's video is about is a handlebar that me and you cannot buy, for at least that I have not seen. And it's been on his bicycle now since I think of the beginning of 2023 season. We are talking about this handlebar right here. This is the Enve SES AR in-route one-piece barn stem. It's made by Enve, but it seems to me that it's only exclusive for teams to ride. I only see on Team UAE, and now we're starting to see on Team Total Energies as well. They're starting to use them on their bicycles also. Recently, Enve came out with their own one-piece barn stem to be sold to the consumer public, and it's labeled as the SES AR in-route one-piece handlebar and stem. $1,200, might you add. A very expensive piece. When we first saw this handlebar and stem design, it was in, I believe, like a GCN video or something like that, and this was deemed a prototype bar by Enve. This was not released yet to the public. We can see here we have nice wide tops on here, a nice flush stem. Everything about this handlebar looks very aesthetic. Now, again, you guys might be, well, it's just a handlebar. Who cares? Who cares? I get questions about this, not recently, because I think people are just come to terms that it might not come out. It was almost on the daily when he had the the V4RS when it first came out. When can I get this handlebar? Where's this handlebar? If you can get one, I want to buy one. This is what was released recently, and it looks nothing like it. This is taken by one of my buddies here at a bike shop. Let me move my big fat head out of the way. But as you can see here, the handlebars do not add up at all. You can see here the handlebar tape cutoff goes in the middle of the stem. It also tapers down to where the handlebar grips are. Aesthetically, it doesn't look the same as what he's riding right here. Now, you guys might be thinking again, if it's the same width, it's the same stem, if it's the same angles, why does it matter? Because people want to ride, unfortunately, what the pros ride. And so when people buy a V4RS and spec it with Enve wheels and Durace and carbon-tied chainrings and everything like that, they want to get as close as they can to what their pros are riding on their bicycles. I know it sounds dumb, but that's what sells and people like it. So why can I not find this Enve handlebar SES AR en route? Here's the evidence that they even call it this. Let me show you guys this real quick. Delete. This right here, again, is what is on Enve's website. We go to components. We go to road handlebars. We go to what they have to offer. The only one-piece barn stem they have on here is this one right here, SES AR en route one-piece barn stem. You cannot find Pogačar's bar on this website at all. This is the handlebar that I have to sell. And this right here is taken from a video of someone filming Pogačar's bike at the tour. And it's saying Enve SES AR en route one-piece barn stem with their flat top handlebar, which looks nothing like this right here. If I can move out, you can see it's a complete different taper. And even their stem lengths and handlebar sizes, they don't offer in this configuration right here. He's rocking a 125 stem with a 37 on the uppers and flares down to a 390. And we go to Enve right here. I don't know if you guys can see because it's whited out. They only make a 120 or 130, and they make a 38 or 40 on here. They don't make a 37. Now, in their actual normal regular handlebar, they actually do offer a 37 to a 42, I believe, and also a 39 to a 44. But again, we do not see this offered to the public. Now, as always, under my, here comes the arrow en route handlebar here. which they don't have the 40 on here, but my buddy just bought one with a 37 on there. It was always my belief that whatever the pros are riding, the consumers would have access to, and whatever was put to race, they would have to release to the public at some point. Just like Filippo Ganna's record-breaking track bike that they only made a couple of that was 3D printed. They made that, but it had to come to market, like, I think within 6 months to a year after releasing it. I've still yet to see this handlebar come to market, and here are some other pictures of it as well. So like I said, I did some digging of it. I went to Enve's homepage. I went to Tour de France. They have the team they sponsor. They're a sponsor of UAE team. They also are a sponsor of Team Total Energies as well. We scroll on down to UAE team. All they see here is just showing off the SES 4.5. Not even a mention of the handlebars on there, but you can see they're all riding Enve handlebars, but just they're showcasing the wheels. Scrolling on down, we go to Team Total Energies. Right here on this page, this bike is rocking that one-piece bar and stem. These bikes right here have their two-piece bar and stem on there. And if we want to go down, even on this Team Total Energies bike checks where they show off their whole bikes, right here it's the two-piece bar and stem, two-piece bar and stem, and then it shows off their Aero in-route handlebar and their wheels and their bike as well. I did some further digging to find out that Team Total Energies does have this right here. Let me show you. Since checking on their webpage and going to their Enve's website, it seems like all of Team Total Energies now is rocking the one-piece bar and stem now. That is the exact same of what Team UAE is rocking with. But again, aesthetically from what it is, why not sell this to the public? I know even with this handlebar as well for Colnago V4S, like this handlebar right here, if you were to buy this handlebar right here from Enve, you would get a spacer kit with it to work with whatever bike it might come with. So you can see here it has spacers here, whatever the case might be. I know if you're rocking with this handlebar right here, Colnago V4S, because I saw it advertised on Instagram, they use a 3D printed spacer on top of there to go ahead and make it work. But now that we're seeing Team Total Energies all ride this exact same bar and stem on there, again, the aesthetics look so great. And you guys might be thinking yourselves, oh, performance. People really do buy stuff because of the fact that pros are riding and for aesthetics. I know it doesn't make sense to you guys, but I don't know if there's some kind of aerodynamic proven to this, or I don't know, but I don't get why they came out with this bar, named it the exact same thing, and show it just like this. But please let me know. Let me know if I'm missing something here, because I don't want to drag on this video all about this handlebar, but it has been a mind-blowing thing for the longest time of why I cannot find this handlebar for anyone, because we do sell Enve. But why do they offer this too? Like, I don't like the boat. It looks almost like a gravel bar. It looks how it sweeps into it. It gets narrower here. You have the tape cutoff line here, so you have to run the tape to here. I don't get it. I do not get it at all. This looks way better. This for sure looks way better than this. Always. I don't understand it. That looks phenomenal. Gorgeous. You know? So we'll see what happens. Now that we got that handlebar out of the way, if anyone knows, please let me know down in the comment section. Maybe it is released in some areas. Maybe I'm just an idiot. But who knows? But now we're going to go over to Tadej's bike, because his bikes, he's one of us, man. Tadej's one of us. One of us. It seems to me, obviously, there's team sponsorships involved, but Tadej's bikes nowadays, of what he's rocking with, are literally everything boutiqued out. I mean, I'm talking down to brake pads. I'm talking about down to tie bolts. I'm talking Dorimo seat posts on here. The amount of stuff that his bike is tricked out with is amazing. And it works great for us as well, for salespeople, because we always get this question asked, especially with Shimano 12-speed Di2. Hey, if I put these chainrings on, is it going to shift as good as this? Well, a lot of people always want to upgrade their Dura-Ace cranks to carbon tie chainrings. Now I can basically say, Tadej rides it. If it works for him, it should work for you as well. So it's always these things, these marketing gigs getting in people's minds. The Hyperglide Plus Plus, it works best with shifting. People think that if you change out your chainrings, you're not going to have a good shifting bike. It still works really well, but I want to showcase this bike right here. This is Tadej's yellow Colnago V4S in celebration of his yellow jersey. And we're going to go over everything that this man has decked out here, because it's literally amazing. So you can see right off the bat, he's rocking his one-piece bar and stem, the handlebar that you cannot get, okay? We go down to the chainrings. He's rocking full carbon fiber, carbon tie chainrings, okay? Absolutely beautiful. Over here, we have a frames and gear direct mount hanger. I don't know if this was new for this year, because this is just obviously yellow for this one, but he's usually rocking a red one on here whenever he has the normal Colnago V4S. maybe for quicker flat changes. Direct mount hangers will definitely move the rear derailleur back a little bit and a little bit more out the way. So when you drop the wheel out, it's a little bit easier to change flats and get the rear wheel out, maybe for quicker flat changes. But also, I know he was trying to lighten up his bikes to get them closer to that weight. So that's also what you'll see a bunch of tie hardware on here that he has. And he did the same for his TT bikes as well. We have the frames and gear, direct mount hanger. You have the carbon tie brake rotors. A lot of people ask me questions about these. Hey, what's the durability on these things? Hey, do they stop well? Hey, are they going to perform like my Shimano do? Again, I like to say, if the best ride in the world is riding with them and trusting on descents down hills at 60 miles an hour, 90 kilometers an hour, whatever the case might be, you got to think he has some faith in there. Now, you guys might say Tadej has way better braking and biking handling skills. These carbon tie brake rotors on here are one of the nicest boutique items I've seen in a while. Usually with boutique items, they're very lightweight. You might have to be careful with them. There's weight limits, everything like that. These things are rugged and durable with a lightweight that's crazy. They're a 6-bolt configuration with a center lock on there. But man, they are a really strong, durable rotor, which is really cool. And by the way, Mr. Tadej, I'm rocking frames and gear hanger, and I'm rocking carbon tie rotors, Mr. Pogačar, okay? I don't have carbon tie chainring, but very soon. And we'll get to that in just a second. Next, okay, here comes the handlebar up front. Again, aesthetically, beautiful. With the team logo there, bright, like that looks sick. That's amazing. But again, we are touched on the handlebar. I wish more would have it. You got the little Hulk sticker there. He's an absolute monster on the bike. But beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now let's go into something that's, again, boutique. You don't see teams usually doing this at all. This is his brake caliper. And you guys might be thinking to yourself, it looks like a brake caliper, but what are those? He's running absolute black disc brake pads on there, which are supposedly some of the lightest pads you can get on there with these fins to help with the heat and to help also with braking on there. But he swapped out that for boutique, so I don't know if they're just selling out for sponsors, but it looks badass. And then he's rocking tie hardware for the brake caliper bolts and tie hardware even for the hoses on his disc brake hose right here. Again, one of us, dude. One of us. He is like us. He is like us. Like, just like the small little niche things that me and you might do at a bike shop to change and make our bike ours. He did the same thing too, which I think is badass. And not all Team UAE's like this. Just on his bike. He has so much crazy stuff on his bike. And then for the other piece right here, let's bring on over to his TT bike, which this stuff is absolutely wild. They went ahead and changed up some of the parts in here from the Giro to here to make it a little bit lighter for his TT bike. But this TT bike right here has the juice. Okay? And again, Pogačar, I feel like you're watching some of my videos, man, because you literally have what's on my bike. Starting off, we got the Dorimo post, okay? And again, you guys might be unfamiliar with Dorimo. Dorimo is a company based out of Spain that makes crazy boutique light hardware for carbon fiber things that are weight specific, size specific, but they make a good amount of weight difference for bikes in general. So you want to take his TT bike and maybe make it lighter. You have a massive carbon fiber Dorimo C post in here, which I have on my Tarmac S8, which is really cool. Rocking a frames and gear hanger again to go ahead with his wheel change out. And then we go here to the carbon tie chain rings. But this crank arm right here is something new. This is a side brake crank. You guys might be thinking to yourselves, that sounds familiar. It's a crank that's sold over on Panda Podium. All right, let me pull this up for you guys. So again, I mentioned that he wanted to get his TT bike lighter to go ahead and compete. Obviously, he wants to be as lightweight as possible going against some of the best contenders out there like Remco and Vingegaard. But this is a side brake crank arm. So usually he's known for rocking a Dura-Ace crank arm. These crank arms I have on my bicycle as well. This is what they look like right here. Side brake crank arm assembly. They run a dub spindle, but they're crazy lightweight carbon fiber crank arms that work with a 110 Shimano BCD. They will lighten up your Dura-Ace crank arms by like 150 to 200 grams, depending on what you're using for a spider power meter. But will lighten up by 150 to 200 grams. So not only is he going with Dorimo post to knock off some weight, he's going with 150 gram lighter crank arms. And I believe SRM is partnered with them to go ahead and make a carbon tie chainring, side brake crank arm, and SRM as well, whole package there. But it's really cool to see something like this hit the tour when we're riding these things at home as well. And this is like one of the China cranks coming to market, which is badass. So really, really cool there. Like I said, if you're interested in it, check out Panda Podium. But I'm running the same cranks as well, 165s. Super, super nice cranks. Haven't had any issues with them all. And yeah, really badass. But yeah, so really cool stuff by Pogačar and his team. I love what they're doing for the sport in terms of bringing accessorizing to the bicycle sport. You usually see these teams just literally stick to everything plain Jane. We're seeing more OSPWs in the sport. Team Total Energy's rocking Nova to ride. We're seeing people like the Factor team, Team Israel is using Ceramic Speed OSPWs. And I'm a tech guy. I love watching the sport, but also I like to see what the pros are using. So it's really, really cool. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Look at that, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, bring that stuff to market. Like, look how flush that bar looks on there. That thing looks so good on there. And just before we get out of here, here's my tarmac with the side brake cranks on there. Again, different logos on there, but the Remo post, side brake, money. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for the video. If someone has an answer for me about that Enve wheels, please tell me, or the Enve handlebar. I would love to know. And thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.